Okay, so my name is Kelsey McCraney, and this is my presentation on the other side of nursing. The side of nursing that no one really talks about, more or less the negative side that's not so positive. So I've been a nurse for about 2 years now, and there are various sides of nursing. There's the good side that everybody talks about, you're saving lives, you're doing all these great positive things, and then there are also negative aspects that are kept more on the hush-hush side. Then some of the negative aspects of nursing would include a burnout, shortages, and retirement. So burnout. What is burnout? Burnout is that person who has worked over the 40 hours a week that's designated. They're really working like 80 to 160. They're coming in, they're doing bare minimum. I don't care what's happening, I don't care what's going on, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. So what, they died. They were gonna die anyway. That's somebody who is likely experiencing burnout. Okay? So burnout is physical or mental collapse caused by stress or overwork. So if you are not handling stress, or if you do not have proper coping mechanisms of whether it be stress, depression, other mental illnesses you may battle, then you won't be able to cope with work either. Because in nursing, every day is a new type of stressful situation. You may have 5 people code at once. You may have 5 family members that all want answers right then. So you have to be able to prioritize, okay, this is something I need to handle now, this deserves a lot of attention, and well, we can put this on the back burner and I can come back to that later. And also knowing when to step back and say, you know what, I need a time to regroup, and then I'll move forward. Okay. Also, how to resolve or avoid burnout. Okay, overworking yourself. You should designate time to say, I'm going to take off work once every 3 months. And not just one day. I'm going to take off, 3 to 5 days. To step back and just regroup and, do something for yourself. Versus working 7 days a week, not doing anything for yourself, working 2 and 3 jobs. Most nurses have more than one nurse job. They are working maybe PRN at a building here, but they're working full-time Monday through Friday there. When do you rest? If you do not have any designated days of rest, then you're going to be continuously working, and then you're more likely and more susceptible to experience burnout. So 40 to 50% of nurses will experience burnout. So half of all of the nurses in the population will experience it at one point. And the way that we can resolve or fix the issue is teaching new nurses in school. Okay, yes, the money is going to be good. This is going to be more money than maybe you have been making prior to, doing nursing. But the money isn't everything. So, like I said, you should take breaks. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I need a mental health day. We call in sick, we have kids' appointments. What's the difference between saying, I have a child that I need to take who's sick versus I am mentally sick. Yesterday was overwhelming. Last week has been overwhelming. This month has been overwhelming. Let me take a day to regroup versus going in and then you become overwhelmed and then you spaz out on a patient and then you potentially lose your license or you lose your job or you just lose yourself because you've just been doing way too much and not taking time for yourself. Okay, the shortage. So for years they've been talking about a nursing shortage and nothing really has been done about it yet. Part of the shortage is because of the baby boomers, which between the 1940s and 1960s is when they were born. So due to these population of people who are now beginning to live longer, means that they're needing more care. So since they're needing more care, they're needing more nurses, they're needing more CNAs, they're needing more med-aids. The medical field as a whole is having a shortage because we have these people who, elderly people, maybe they were dying off at around like 60 to 70, now they're living to like 90 to 100. So being that their lifespan has increased, we need more people to take care of them. Okay. Also, insufficient staffing. So if you notice, it's not really about quality of care anymore. Things have changed. It's not about, okay, we have 20 people on this hall, let's divide that up. Maybe we should do 3 to 4 CNAs, being that we have a higher acuity. Well, that doesn't matter. What is Medicaid going to fund? What is Medicare going to fund? If they're only going to fund you to have one CNA or two CNAs, you're only going to have one nurse versus having 3 nurses, and that's what you're going to get. Everything revolves back to money and finances. If it's going to cost the company more to really give the patients what they need, they're going to cut back until that fine line, as close to that line that they can get. And the line is state. So state, DABs, whoever you want to call them, they are the people who basically tell us yes and no. Yes, this is on the line of you can do this, you can give medication in this way, or no, you've completely gone wrong. Okay, also, there's a segment of nursing now that are retiring. Being that people have worked for so long, we have so many people that are retiring, it seems like they're all retiring at once. All at once, everybody is leaving, and we're not really having the influx of people going to nursing school, getting enrolled, and actually completing the programs. Being that people aren't actually completing the programs, who can you replace these retiree nurses with if you have no one that's actually going through? Speaking of retirement, what type of retirement does nursing have? Do they have a pension? Not really, unless you have some type of government job that is going to assist you with that. Nursing overall does not get a pension. The best and closest we get to it would be 401k plans and saving yourself. So 401k is somewhat close to like a pension and a retirement plan. Your company typically will match between maybe like 3 to 5% of what you're already putting into it. So it'll take money out of your check. You'll click which percentage you want, and then your company will match. So if you're going to take 3% out of your check, then maybe your company matches up to 3%. So that is something that you can hold on to for when you do get ready to retire. The pension plans, I touched that. You would have to have been in the military, have some type of military benefits or something like that to receive a pension, or work for the federal or state governments to receive a pension and things like that. The time for saving, most nurses or people in general do not start saving when they should. Instead of saving early on when they first start their career, they start saving maybe 10 years prior to them actually wanting to retire. So if they wanted to retire at 65, they may not have started saving till 55, which, I mean, with that time gap, let's say you started working at 25, that's a 30-year difference. So imagine if you would have started saving 30 years ago, then of course you're going to have more money within that time frame versus if you just started saving 10 years prior to you wanting to retire. And in conclusion, there are various pros and cons of nursing. If this is not a field that you're doing because you actually have a passion for caring for people, this is not a field for you. Because there's going to be long nights, there's going to be early mornings, there's going to be stressful situations. So most people think of nursing as, oh, you're going to have a lot of money, this is going to be great, like you're going to be able to have this big house on the hill. But the reality of it is this is not a career that's going to make you rich or wealthy and things like that. This has to be something that you love and you actually care for. And that is it.